Lateral epicondylitis is a tendinopathy that involves micro tears, a degeneration or inflammation of the tendons that control wrist extension. Not only with athletes, also with individuals whose jobs or activities is repetitive wrist extension, rotation or gripping. What are the symptoms? Difficulty in performing tasks like turning doorknob, typing on a laptop, holding a coffee cup, weak grip strain, pain that gets worse, lifting and gripping objects. Mechanism of injury. Lateral epicondylitis is caused by repetitive stress movement and overuse on the forearm extension parts. Repeated wrist extension and supination. As we know, the extensor muscles and the supination muscles are taking origin in the lateral condyle. So that's why we can observe an inflammation of these muscles. Strong gripping with wrist extension in athletes like sports like tennis, as we know the famous tennis elbow. Forceful arm movement such as hammering, typing or using heavy hand tools. What are the risk factors? Athletes, as we said, tennis, rowing, squash. The age can be a risk factor. Weakness muscles and unbalanced muscles can cause this pathology. What are the complications? Chronic pain and secondary injuries. Compensation for pain might lead to overuse injuries in other parts of the tendons. For example, to not feel the pain, the patient will more use the pronation parts.
Hello, what brings you here? Where does it hurt? I have lateral pain in the right elbow, just here. Does the pain spread? Yes, at times I have pain up to the wrist, especially when I extend the wrist. Okay. How did you do it? A particular movement, sports? Yes, I injured myself in paddle last week, and the pain comes every time since 3 days. I can't play anymore, and the pain is here continuously now. You have movements with less pain? Yes, when I put cold on it, I have less pain. I feel less. Okay.
Postural assessment. We can measure the valgus of the patient in the coronal posture. Here we're gonna analyze the right arm. We can also check the back of the patient in the posterior view. We can see the valgus just right here on the right part. We can see a bright difference between the right and the left side. The valgus is more pronounced on the right side. During the physical palpation of the structures, we're gonna start with the lateral condyle. Then we're gonna go to the medial condyle. And then we're gonna go to the olecranon parts, just here. And to finish with, we're gonna palpate the head radial.
Genre, on peut dire que tu peux faire ça. Tu peux dire rajouter qu'on fait une pronation pour voir la tête.
And then to finish with, we're gonna palpate the radial head. To do so, we're gonna ask the patient to do a pronation supination. The joint assessment. First, we're gonna do the extension and flexion of the arm passively with the physio that is going to the patient. Then the active part. And now we're gonna test the flexion extension of the wrists passively. and then actively. Now we're gonna test the pronation supination passively. And now actively. Ligaments of the elbow. So we're gonna do a test of the varus. We're gonna do some tests now. We're gonna start with the Cousins test. The elbow needs to be in flexion in 45 degrees. The forearm needs to be in pronation. Stabilize the elbow while palpating the lateral epicondyle with the thumb. Then, ask the patient to make a fist and extend the wrists. Apply resistance against wrist extension. The test will be positive if sudden pain will come to the lateral epicondyle. Now we're gonna do the Miles test. The elbow needs to be in flexion in 90 degrees. Fixate the humerus while palpating the lateral epicondyle. Then pronate the patient forearm, flex the wrists, and then extend the elbow fully. Positive tests if pain appears in the lateral epicondyle. Maudsley tests. Elbow inflection in 45 degrees. Forearm pronation. Then stabilize the elbow while palpating the lateral epicondyle with the thumb. And then ask the patient to resist the extension of the third digit of the end. Positive tests if pain appears suddenly in the lateral epicondyle. Pulse test. The patient needs to take an object in the hand, approximately 2.5 kilograms, for example, a heavy tablet. The elbow is flexed. The forearm is pronated, and the palm needs to facing down. Positive tests if suddenly pain appears in the lateral epicondyle.